The impossible dream made possible by the greatest British manager ever, Sir Alex Ferguson.
So today I'm here with Alan Keegan. Alan, I can't believe it, 60 years old, the voice of Old Trafford. Tell me, how did you actually start? How did you become the voice of Old Trafford?
Well, it's been a journey, John, and it's been an incredible journey, living the dream. I've been the announcer since 2000, and I've seen some brilliant times, some brilliant games, some great memories. And of course, there's been a few lows as well, but it's all part of the package of being the announcer at Manchester United and also being a supporter of Manchester United. So I suppose, I was involved in a little bit of local radio back in the day. I did a little bit of work across the road, a sort of training scheme at City, I suppose, but great days as well. And ended up getting the best job in the world. And when I became the announcer, it was unbelievable. My first match was Dennis Irwin's testimonial, which happened to be against City. And then my actual first Premier League game was in the August of 2000 at Old Trafford, Manchester United against Newcastle, 2-0. The first goals that I announced were by Ronnie Johnson and Andrew Cole. Unbelievable memories and a fantastic journey.
Absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of people really listen out for your voice when they go to the stadium, and you are part of the experience now, but also you're in Hollywood. I mean, I was watching the Sir Alex Ferguson movie, and you got an important line in that as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that was a real treat actually, because it was something that I wasn't aware of, that they were going to use footage or audio of my voice. And it was funny because I was part of the official launch at Old Trafford when Sir Alex launched the film. And Jason said to me at the end, his son had said to me, "Whatever you do, Alan, don't leave before the end. You're going to love the ending of the documentary." So obviously I wasn't going to leave, and we sat there in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. They'd set a big screen up outside in the stadium. There was lots of guests were there, some of the first team, Brian Robson, etc. Loads of family and friends, and sat there at the end. I was with my wife and some friends, and it was a very proud moment because as Sir Alex comes into the sort of exec box, etc., where the directors sit, you can hear my voice, the voiceover, sort of relaying his Roll of Honour, all the trophies, 13 Premier League titles, etc., etc. So very special, and as you say, part of the Hollywood scene and part of the history of Manchester United, which is very important because that'll always be there.
Give us another line from the movie.
Well, of course, when I was relaying his Roll of Honour, it was 13 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, the 3 Champions Leagues. It was just absolutely brilliant, and it was a brilliant moment for me as well.
That's fantastic. What I love about you, Alan, is that whether you're introducing Sir Alex Ferguson or little Billy's 10th birthday party, you sound just as enthusiastic for every single fan. I think the fans really appreciate that.
I think it's very important, that, John, and it's become something that's very relevant to me on a match day because, as you say, it is about the match day experience for all of us. And I think, if you can picture that first time you walked into the stadium, I can remember it was a young boy, I was probably about 10 or 11. I walked in and that green carpet that you see, and it's that first sort of visual impact that Old Trafford has for you, and particularly as a young boy, for me it was amazing. So I always try and remember that when I'm saying hello, as you say, to little Billy or little Johnny, and make sure that it's a day that they'll remember. And it's always about keeping that fan base and keeping them engaged. And I want a young boy to go home and say, I remember the day that I had my name mentioned at Old Trafford. So makes it special.
And of course you're in such high demand, you can't be everywhere, and I know you're the MC for so many big events, from the Association of Former Manchester United Players to Supporters Clubs events, and obviously that means a lot to you as well, doesn't it?
Well, it's very special, and it's something, I suppose, when I got the job as the announcer, I didn't really look beyond that part of the role. But when you're part of Manchester United, and in particular me being the voice of Old Trafford, you do get a lot of extras out of it with regards to the role that you have to play. And I absolutely love hosting different and various dinners, whether it be the Association of Former Manchester United Players. I mean, Alan Wardle, Jimmy Elms, they do a great job and they keep it together, and I'm honoured to be part of a fine line and of MCs and hosts for that dinner. But then there's other dinners as well. The Munich dinner as well has become very special. Tom Clare's dinner has become very special. So as you say, John, the role of Alan Keegan as the voice of Old Trafford is extended beyond the stadium into sort of hosting different and various awards and dinners.
Sadly, unless you clone yourself, you can't be everywhere, and occasionally you have to miss out on big events, and sadly you're going to miss the Helsinki Red Room launch.
I'm really disappointed to be missing the Helsinki Museum launch, and of course it's going to be a brilliant weekend when Jere and all his guests are there for the weekend. I know you'll be there as well, and many others. It's going to be an amazing event, and you know, originally I had it in the diary. I was going to be there. I was going to be part of the weekend with Brian Robson. Lots of the lads are coming over for the game, and of course Jason Leach, John Gubba. You know, it's just an endless name of and group of people who are going to be there, but unfortunately it's got changed 2 or 3 times and I can't be there. I've got other commitments before it and after it, so it just didn't drop at the right time. But I'll be thinking of you all, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic occasion.
You'll be there in spirit, Alan. I think the thing that you'll probably underline is the fact that we are part of one great big red family.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. And over the years, John, I've learnt that lesson about the United family. Both becoming the announcer, I knew how important it was just, you know, being part of that information service on a match day. You know, you're relaying the messages for supporters, clubs. They might have a dinner, they might have an event, they might have a meeting. But beyond that as well, because we are a family, and I learnt that lesson really during lockdown when I did the Facebook Live. As you know yourself, everybody got on board. There was supporters looking and viewing from all over the world, and it was interesting to look at the numbers of that, because although you did it on, or I did it on Facebook Live, it was the viewers after, John. It was the figures, and it was just incredible, the audience from all over the world with the United family, and that's what made it so special. And it really, I suppose at that time, highlighted what a family we are part of.
Absolutely. I think finally that's kind of what set me off on my own little adventure, because for me supporting Manchester United is a religion. I've tried to sort of tie all my programmes together under the religion banner. You know, not everybody who's young will appreciate the fact of how important our history is, but I see myself on a mission to try and keep alive the legacy and the history of our football club. So I think in your role, I think you probably realise it more and more the more that what you do, how important the legacy and the history of our football club is, and it is a religion.
Yeah, definitely, all those words. I mean, Manchester United, the religion, you've campaigned that and carried it forward excellently. But yeah, it is. It's certainly about the history of the club and the legacy. I'm very big into that. You know, we all look at the club as a whole. We all love the club. We all follow that history. But the legacy is very important as well, and we've got to continue with that legacy and keep it moving and keep it moving forward for the fans of the future, you know, with everything that we're involved in. And hopefully, you know, when we win more trophies and we keep the club going in the right direction, you know, that legacy and the history will continue.
Okay, that's brilliant. So final line then, the message to the young supporters, because the future of our football club really depends on the future fans. It's important that the young guys carry on that message, isn't it, really?
I think the future of the club is very important, particularly when we do look at the younger fans, because that legacy is continued. You know, you bring your children, your grandchildren, you want them to follow the red of Manchester United. And I think as long as we keep doing that, that'll be very important. And I think the club recognise that, you know, they've got different schemes for junior membership, etc. You know, they try and price it right. So I think all those things from the club's point of view is right. And I think then the rest of us just have to spread the word and bring the young people forward and get them watching a game at Old Trafford and make sure that they enjoy, as you say, the whole experience.
And for the future, it's when they arrive at the stadium, it's going to be welcomed by the Voice of Old Trafford.
Welcome to the Theatre of Dreams, the home of the greatest football club in the world.
The impossible dream made possible by the greatest British manager ever, Sir Alex Ferguson.